So Carla Hepburn, Carla, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, what is your story? Tell us. You got a nice smile. You're excited to be up here in front of all these strangers.
Yeah.
You were able to be bonded.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
I was incarcerated for 6 years, and before I was released, I received a letter from the OIC program stating that when I got out, they would love to help me transition back into society. So they're located inside a workforce, but before I got into the program, I just would like to say the workforce is not designed for my special needs. So when I was introduced to the OIC program, the staff there know exactly what I'm going through. They know how to talk to me and mentor me, because my mother died when I was in prison, and I don't have a father. And so you just need that talk sometimes to keep you going. And when I walked in there, they helped me, give me encouraging talk. They got me into classes because I didn't know how to email, and I didn't know how the proper way to write a resume or any of those things. So OIC helped me, with a lot of things besides the federal bonding. The bonding, they made me go to classes to get bonded, and I received paperwork with a seal and everything on it. So when I was introduced out to the workforce, I kind of kept that as my trump card in my folder. So I would present myself, and I'm really bubbly, and I have a great personality. And then when I tell them about the fact that I was incarcerated for 6 years, you can see the deflation. They're, oh. But then I pulled that out, and then they're like, oh, okay. So then, it's a really great thing, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity, because a lot of people that I still Facebook with that are incarcerated wonder why. How are you doing so well? What is that about? And can you help me? And I always give them the number and say, at the end of the day, you have to do the legwork. I got that letter, and I said, I can never come back to this place. And I took the initiative. And when I first got out, I didn't have a car, and I rode a bus. And I got there, and if it wasn't for the staff at OIC that made me feel comfortable, I probably would, I don't know where I would be today.
Carla, if I can interrupt you, I'm just going to get personal just for a
That's
second.
okay.
I can't think of anything scarier than sitting in prison. You're 90 days, 6 months out from a release date, and worried about if you're going to be able to get a job. I could imagine that was something that was on your mind quite a bit.
Yep.
And I can't think of, and having worked with so many people like Carla over the years, I can't imagine anything more difficult than sitting in an interview. Think about this. Everything's going great. You got the skills, you got your foot in the door, you're in an interview, and then did they ask you about a conviction, or did you volunteer that?
They ask, that's the first thing they ask you. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? And we're at OIC, they tell you, be truthful.
So you were ready for that question?
Oh, yeah.
You were prepared for that question?
And because at the program, they tell you that.
Did they role play it with you before you went?
They role play with you. There's videos that you watch the correct way and not the correct way, how to dress, and they tell you they train you on the key words to use when you are, even when you're filling out an application, the question on the application is, have you ever been convicted of a felony? Can you please list? And they tell you to write, we'll discuss an interview. Because when they look at what your convictions are there, they'd be like, oh, no, But if you listen to my story and look at me, and I'm genuinely talking to you and giving you eye contact, my body language is telling you, I really want this. I just made a mistake. People have a heart. People are not machines. They're not just going to say, no, 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 no. So you have to be able to present yourself and sell your story to them. And you never know. Somebody's cousin, niece, twice removed, uncle, they may have been incarcerated, so they'll give you that chance. But it needs to be more programs like what he has here going on, because it's great. If you don't have that support, and I've been behind the walls, and I know that a lot of inmates do not have positive influences. So for you to come out, and if you say, I'm done with that life and I'm not going to associate with those people no more, where do you go? When you walk into a workforce, a normal career establishment, they don't know how to help you. They don't know. When you tell them, well, I got a background, do you think they're going to hire me? The first thing they're going to say is, because they are ignorant and they don't know, is, oh, no, they're not going to hire you. Where when you versus to a program like OIC, they know how to talk to you. They're going to tell you, they're going to critique you, they're going to polish you up, that rough little stone you are, and send you right back out.
Carla? I couldn't have explained some of these issues any better, so I won't.
Yes.
Really impressive, and your enthusiasm and energy is really contagious. And I would have hired you in a heartbeat. You had me at hello.
It's kind of a paid forward because he helped me with the federal bonding program and getting my job. I started off, I work at Firehouse Subs in Miami, and I started off as a crew member, but now I'm the general manager of a franchise. Now I told my boss the truth of everything, and now she actually listened to what I said, and she takes inmates from the work release center that's down the street and lets them come work there because I told her, you have something to prove. So you're going to have an employee that is really a diehard employee because they're like, man, I got to get ready for the world, even though they're still incarcerated. Those boys, they work really, really hard, and it's teaching them because some of them never, ever had a job before.
We have Carla Hepburn.
Come on down,
our stellar graduate from the OIC program.